Hello, I'm Alison Lyon. I'm a member of Muirkirk Creatives here in the wee village of Muirkirk, and I'm round today to talk to Frank McNabb, who's a fairly new person in the village, going by normal circumstances. So we're just going to have a wee bit of a chat about his art and what he's up to and whatever. So, hello. So, do you think through the creatives we could find the fire in some folk in the village? Do you think?
Definitely, yeah. I think that's what...
I'm saying that because I'm sure it's there.
Oh yeah, I think people once they embraced a project,
Mhm.
I think people in this place could bring the same strength that they did with all the things that they've done in the past, the mining and everything else, and they could push that so hard. Yeah, they could. And this is exactly the place for it. Muirkirk is right in the centre of the area that needs an arts centre, for example. And I think that this would be the place. At the moment people go through Muirkirk to get to the place on the other side of it. Now they need to stop in Muirkirk and go to the arts centre. I think that's definitely what you need. And there's so many. I was actually amazed at the number of creative people in Muirkirk when I arrived here. I mean, for example, I was asked to do a book cover for a Robert Louis Stevenson book. It was an academic book about Robert Louis Stevenson. And what the guy wanted was a picture of the guy that was in Kidnapped, what's his name? The Highlander in Kidnapped that was suspected of killing the Red Fox. Anyway, he wanted him standing there with his broadsword in his hand. And while I was here, I thought, I need to get a hold of somebody in Glasgow who's got a broadsword. So I put up on Facebook that I needed somebody with a broadsword. And Sean Maguire, who lives 60 feet away, says, I've got 4. You can have one.
Come and choose.
So
I was going to offer my barbecue fork, but
no,
it didn't have a handle.
Absolutely astonishing. It was exactly this thing that I needed. And there's so many artists like yourself. And I think the Victoria Braithwaite is another one. Beautiful botanic
I'm
pictures.
I'm sure we've got a basket maker somewhere.
Oh, she's a wonderful artist. And there's so many other folk that are doing so many things here. It's a guy that makes knives. I've got one of his knives. One of the first things that my partner got me as a present when I got here. I don't know what she was trying to say.
Exactly.
But yeah.
And a cheese board.
So yeah, I mean, there's so many creative people here that somewhere like this, some focus in this place would be wonderful. It really would be wonderful.
And we could explode.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I think that rather than, as I said at the beginning, a lot of older folk in the village and people looking to the past, I think we need to start looking to the future now. And this cycle that we're talking about in the paintings and stuff is turning, and it's going to become more imperative for us to change direction and do something new. And I think the art and the creativeness in this place is the thing that we need to exploit to take advantage of it.
Well, it ties in even with the landscape going full circle and the flora and fauna that's here because of the heavy industry in the past and whatever, and it does,
it's a unique environment, it really is. I think what we need to do is take advantage of this changing environment and impose not buttresses and heavy industry, but creativity. And
out of that,
and inspiration
from that, and it ties the two things in, because there is still people with memories and
it's wonderful.
Hard memories, and they're not always good memories. But
there used to be 5 cinemas in Muirkirk.
Yeah, that's right.
Imagine that, 5 cinemas in this place. That's why Marilyn Monroe's here getting dresses.
That's right.
She came to Muirkirk to get a dress. Trotters. I don't know why I laugh. It seems quite logical.
It certainly could be, as I say, we've had Elvis at Prestwick. So this is a journey. Everybody's starting, hopefully, in the village, and to the creatives, to get people just looking into themselves and realising, whoa,
I think what we have to do is get a bit of enthusiasm going again,
and not be scared, because there is a lot of people are scared of art and things like that. They're like, I can't do that, can't draw, and it's like, it's not about drawing. It's about putting a bit of yourself out there And it doesn't need to be a painting, does it?
Well, so many people have
Textiles,
said
it can be
that
cooking, and there's all sorts of ways to be creative.
people have grown up learning not to draw. Everybody can draw, but people have learned that they shouldn't, and that's what's happened, I think.
Aye. Because it's a sort of leisure thing, maybe.
It's an indulgence. People think they're indulging themselves because art is such a subjective thing that you have to indulge yourself to do it. You have to believe that what you're doing is a valid and worthwhile thing. And I think too many people have been brought up to think if you sit and doodle and they're wasting their time.
And you're not.
Yeah, they're not doing techie drawing or bricklaying or science or maths or something. It's wonderful being here.
Oh,
and it's every morning I get up and I look across and I see the Cairn Table Hill because of a beautiful view from the house. And every day is different, and every day is beautiful. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And the people are so lovely here because in Glasgow, it's a bit like big cities. Everybody's synonymous, but see here, it doesn't matter who it is. You walk by and you always say hello.
Yep, that's what I always.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed when I came down. Everybody, hello there.
Yeah, it's lovely.
There were obviously then, who's that? Somebody new in the village or whatever. But no, I noticed that right from the start when I came down here, and it can be quite cliquey in villages, but it's not like that.
No, it's not.
And people are very welcoming, and they really own it. There's so many people own this village, and the surroundings, and it's good to see that a lot of the folk here appreciate what's around them, because it's awful easy just not to notice.
Take it for granted.
And they do that, and I think that's why as well, and through the creatives and through a sort of art centre and whatever, that people in the village can own that as well.
Yeah.
Along with everything.
Oh yeah. It will be part of Muirkirk.
And that's what we want it to be. Is for them to own it, be comfortable. It's yours. You don't need to.
As you say, it's getting people to be aware that there is something for them to be part of, and to try and enthuse people to see that it is something that will be very, very positive. I understand that. That'll be wonderful. Yeah, it will be wonderful, and I mean that younger people will have something to focus on here.
Very much so.
There will be training. There will be, jobs. There'll be jobs for people. And of course there'll be money coming in the village because if people are driving through here and they stop on the way and there's cafes and shops and various other things, everybody will benefit, I think. I think it's a good thing. And as well as looking back, which is important, like Jimmy Taylor, the guy that used to edit the local paper way back in the day, who helped me with a few of my paintings actually, right? Tell me about the cinemas and stuff. He's got books and books and books of things that happened in Muirkirk in the past and all that stuff. It's wonderful what he's got. As well as that's Jimmy Taylor's in the painting as well. He's cycling his bike, being a bit awestruck at seeing Marilyn Monroe. But as well as looking in the past, we now have to look in the future. And the good thing is, if you talk to Jimmy Taylor, he's so enthusiastic about it as well. Yeah. They're all so
There's somebody that's researched and knows so much about the past, but so you can embrace both very much so.
Well, he's seen the cycling aspect of it. He's seen it being busy with 5 cinemas and coal mines, gasworks, and apparently Muirkirk was the first village or the first place in the UK to have its own gaswork, street lighting. Amazing place, So many things in this place are so incredible. He's seen that in the past, and then he's seen it being quiet, and he's seen nature taking over where the mines and stuff were, and now you'll see it again turning, as long as people start understanding, So yes, I see a lot of enthusiasm in the place, and I see potential basically jumping out of everything.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. So hopefully that will be successful.
I'm sure it will. I know it will. The spirit that brought the mines together and everything else will still there.
It is